Welcome to today's Explainer. Okay, let's dive into this. Because today, we're exploring a theory in physics that, when followed to its absolute logical conclusion, makes the entire universe open up like a giant cosmic accordion. We're unpacking a concept that is actively terrifying, yet absolutely mesmerizing to leading physicists and philosophers alike. It's called quantum immortality. The basic idea? Probabilistically speaking, you will never actually experience your own death. Sounds crazy, right? Well, to understand the staggering logic behind this, we literally need to completely rewire how we view reality, existence, and, ourselves.
To get our minds primed for the sheer weirdness of quantum physics, let's start with a little thought experiment. Imagine it's many years in the future, and science has finally mastered teleportation. You step into a departure pod for a quick weekend vacation to Bermuda. The machine scans, maps, and models every single particle of your brain and body in an absolute instant. It then perfectly reassembles your exact particle position and state at your destination. It's painless, it's cheap, it's obscenely convenient. You step out onto that sunny archipelago as if nothing even happened.
But imagine this time, you look right next to you at the landing pod, and there is a massive problem. During the reconstruction phase, the system experienced a glitch. It ran your model twice, so now there are two of you. Two perfect, completely identical copies, both picking up exactly from where you left off when the scanner hit you. Both versions have the exact same memories, the same preferences, the same values, even the exact same birthmarks. Everything is preserved flawlessly. But now, two completely separate versions of you are going to walk out into the world.
Now, let's twist this thought experiment into something a bit darker. What if, instead of both of you arriving cleanly, the glitch caused one of you to arrive totally fine, while the other arrived as just a lifeless puddle of flesh and brain matter? I know, gross, but stick with me. All the particles are there, sure, but the life is completely gone. Here is the deeply unsettling question we have to ask. Did you live, or did you die? I mean, which one is you? Are both you, or is neither you? While this isn't strictly quantum mechanics quite yet, it perfectly sets up the profoundly weird relationship we have with our own existence.
So if you're feeling a bit of existential vertigo right now, you are in exceptionally great company. As the legendary physicist Niels Bohr famously put it, those who are not shocked when they first come across quantum theory cannot possibly have understood it. He actually used to have these discussions about this that went late into the night, ending almost in despair over how absurd nature seemed to be. So let's transition away from sci-fi and into hard science and see why the foundational building blocks of reality are so shocking.
And this brilliantly illustrates exactly where our normal, everyday human intuition completely breaks down. In our macroscopic world, things are deterministic. If you push a domino, it falls, hitting the next domino. If you press the gas pedal in a car, fuel hits the engine, the wheels turn, and you move forward. Clear cause and effect. But down in the microscopic world of quantum mechanics, we're talking photons, electrons, neutrons. If you push a particle, what it does next is entirely uncertain. It is completely random. All our classical understandings of physics just fail to map onto this tiny window of reality. Because these fundamental particles don't behave like solid, predictable little billiard balls, physicists rely on something called the wave function. Now, this isn't a physical wave of energy splashing around in space. Rather, it is a mathematical description of probability. It mathematically lays out all the possible ways a particle could behave and the specific likelihood of each of those behaviors actually happening. Because of this wave function, particles live in a state of wild uncertainty known as superposition. Before a particle is actually measured or forced to interact, it doesn't just have one fixed location. Nope, it exists in multiple different positions or states simultaneously. It is essentially a ghostly smear of pure mathematical probability. But things get even stranger the very moment we try to look closely at them. Which brings us to the famous double-slit experiment. Let's walk through it step by step. Step 1. Researchers fire individual, unobserved particles at a barrier with two vertical slits. Against the back wall, they leave a wave-like interference pattern, acting as though each single particle is moving through both slits at the exact same time. But look at step 2. The moment scientists place a detector at the slits just to observe which path the particle takes, the wave-like pattern instantly disappears. Suddenly, the particles act like solid, defined matter, creating two simple lines on the back wall. It's literally like they're Toy Story characters, acting completely wild until someone looks, at which point they instantly freeze and play along with normal physics.
So the crucial point here is what physicists call the measurement problem. Why on earth does measuring or observing a particle suddenly force it to choose a single reality? The wave function seems to suddenly collapse from infinite possibilities down into normal deterministic physics. Now, most modern physicists believe it isn't human consciousness causing this, but simply a particle interacting with its environment, like an electron bumping into a photon. But if that's true, why isn't everything constantly collapsing everywhere all the time?
Well, up until the 1950s, the leading idea was the Copenhagen interpretation, which basically just shrugged and accepted that the wave function magically collapses. But in 1957, a physicist named Hugh Everett proposed a revolutionary, staggering idea. He looked at the math and said, you know what? The math is already complete. There's absolutely no part of the equation that suggests a sudden collapse. So Everett boldly suggested that the wave function never collapses at all. We should simply trust the math and assume it describes reality perfectly.
If Everett is right and the wave function never collapses, it means every possible state of every quantum particle is actually real, simultaneously. This is what birthed the many worlds interpretation. As physicist Bryce DeWitt so eloquently put it, every quantum transition taking place on every star in every galaxy and every remote corner of the universe is splitting our local world on Earth into myriads of copies.
Let that sink in for a second. The universe is essentially a sprawling quantum tree with infinitely many parallel, non-interacting worlds. Every single time a quantum interaction occurs, reality fundamentally splits. We only perceive one continuous, fixed reality because that just happens to be the specific branch that we, as physical observers made of quantum particles ourselves, have become entangled with. But out there on the other branches, every physically possible outcome of the universe is actively happening. Section 1. Quantum Immortality, the ultimate logical conclusion. Now, what's really interesting about this is the ultimate paradigm shift it creates. If all physically possible outcomes of the universe exist, then every possible outcome of your life has to exist as well. While this is obviously highly speculative and endlessly debated by philosophers, it remains terrifyingly coherent with the strict mathematics of quantum mechanics. It implies that among the infinite branches of reality, there is always a branch where you survive.
Think about your own life right now. Think about every near-death experience you've ever had. That car crash you barely avoided by a fraction of a second. The severe disease you contracted that somehow didn't kill you. Even those unaware evasions, the physical dangers you completely bypassed without ever knowing they were there. According to this theory, in countless other branches of reality, you did die in those moments. The reality split. But your consciousness just keeps riding the wave of the surviving branches. You are literally only here right now because this specific version of you got incredibly lucky. The staggering implication here is that you will never actually experience your own death. Not because you'll be a ghost or go to heaven, but because in the exact moment of a potential death, reality branches. On the branches where you die, well, there's no you left to experience anything at all, right? Therefore, your subjective awareness will probabilistically just continue forever, continually shifting onto the highly improbable branches where biological mutations, crazy luck, or future technological augmentations just keep you alive against all odds.
As the philosopher David Lewis pointed out, if this interpretation holds true, eventually you would know. Your incredibly improbable streak of survival stretching across eternity, evading old age, evading every single accident, would eventually become so statistically absurd that this massive survivorship bias would be your subjective proof that the many worlds theory is absolutely real. You would simply be the version of yourself stranded on the branch of immortality.
Section 2. The unending illusion of the self. Let's bring this abstract physics back down to Earth for a minute. Even if we completely reject the many worlds interpretation, even if quantum immortality isn't true at all, the underlying logic forces us to question something much closer to home, our current identity, and the unending illusion of the self.
Just look at how we live day to day. We are constantly splitting from our past selves. Right now, your body is made of entirely different cells than it was years ago. Your memories are constantly being recontoured and altered. Your preferences evolve, your beliefs shift, your environments totally change. From moment to moment, a new version of you emerges based on what was clonable from your prior self. You are essentially living out that teleporter glitch every single day. A past version of you is gone, and a new clone is walking forward, just assuming it's the exact same continuous person. Which brings us to the end of this explainer and leaves us staring right at a profoundly existential question. When you say I, what exactly is that continued sense of awareness? Are you just a fleeting, ever-changing illusion of memories stacked inside a biological machine? Or, as the raw mathematics of the wave function suggests, is there a through line of your subjective conscious awareness stretching out toward infinity? Are you everywhere, all the time, all at once? Or just an illusion? Honestly, whatever the answer is, the fact that you are here at all, on this specific branch, pondering the universe, is a miraculous improbability. So take advantage of this branch while you are on it. Thanks for diving into this with me.